Show you guys how to wax a ski. I know not everybody skis, and even me, somebody who does, I've skied 2 years and I used to ski race. So it's not something that applies to everybody, but helps you understand the sport a little bit better and helps you understand what goes into proper maintenance of it. First thing is this binder clip here gets in the way when you're doing your waxing, so I use a rubber band to hold it in place. There's really only 3 steps, so it's pretty easy to remember. There's put the wax on, you will melt it on, drip it on, and then smear it into a nice even layer, and then you're going to scrape the majority of it off and then brush it smooth. So I have a couple different types of waxing in a day. Wax is something that it's only really necessary if you're ski racing, and that's when it becomes the most competitive. But it's also something that keeps your ski from getting scratched and damaged. So it's a protecting thing most of all. I have some racing wax, some at -2 degrees, -5 degrees. So I'm just gonna use the -5 because it's blue, I like the color. So according to a study done by a man named Sebastian Rahm, ski wax, it wears and it doesn't last as long in colder temperatures, whereas warmer temperatures will last a little bit longer. So ski wax is also expensive. That's something to think about when buying it. If you don't need it to be that great of a wax, then you don't have to pay for it. This is just what I have. I'm just going to do a small part of the ski just because time restraints. So you don't need to put a whole lot on because it will smear pretty thin. So moving the iron is something you want to do. You want to keep moving pretty fast so that you don't burn one spot. This is the really exciting part. I joined my high school ski team my junior year of high school, so it was about 2 years I was skiing on the team, and this was something that we did together after races and after practice and stuff. So it was fun to do just as a bonding thing, not only as something to take care of your skis. So according to the experts at REI.com, they say you should leave your wax to settle and cool for 30 minutes to an hour. If I've done my math right, I have 5 minutes, and that's not going to work. So I'm going to scrape it now. It's much easier that way, but when it does cool, the pores of the ski tend to hold the wax in a little bit longer. So it's similar to your skin in a sense, but you want that wax to be firm before you try to scrape it off. But I'm going to not do that. So what I'm having here is I have a plexiglass scraper. It's just like a thick piece of plexiglass. And you just want to apply pretty heavy pressure and scrape the bulk of it off. And you kind of want to go in one direction the entire time, just so that if you have any scratches or imperfections, they're all in the same direction. All right, so the bulk of the wax is now scraped off. And the last thing to do is to brush it. So I have 2 different brushes. Every time I hold these, I feel like I'm Danielson from Karate Kid. Sand on the floor. So, one of them has brass bristles, and that's a little bit more coarse. So that's the first thing I'm going to brush it with, and then I'm going to brush with the nylon bristles. So it's a little bit softer. It'll give it the final sheen. And just like the scraper, you want to keep it in one direction. And when you brush, you can really tell the difference in the finish on the bottom of the ski. It doesn't look like a waxy texture. It looks like the bottom of the ski. you have too much wax on, it can actually slow you down, which didn't make much sense to me, of course. I was not an expert. Alright. And then take your nylon brush. Same thing. And I think that's good enough a demonstration. You can do multiple coats of wax. Some people, if they really get into ski racing, they're very competitive. They will put, a certain type of wax as the base, and another one because they know as they progress through the day, the runs are going to get more sloppy and melted down, so you're going to want a certain type of wax. And it can get very complex, but just a basic wax that you put on your skis will keep them healthy and keep them from getting damaged. So, yep, and so a good wax won't win a ski race, but it will just keep things close. I found that from an author from Wired.com named, what was his name? John Miller. Yep. So that's what a wax ski looks like.